Welcome to the Light Hour live stream. I'm your host, President. Oh my God! Holy, wait, hold on. Am I? Is this ish working? Hold on. Wait. Oh, holy. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. Who's that? UV Star Baby. Welcome. Oh my God. I don't know if this is working. Okay. I'll have to restart this in case you guys can hear me. I'll have to restart this because it's glitching over here. I don't know what the problem is. Just give me a second, okay? I'm gonna be back. This is not gonna rock very much. I'm gonna be back in a minute. 1 minute. Uno minuto. The fuck you trying to? All right, I'm back. I'm back like I never left. Of course, I'm Sin from UV Star Baby. The screen is freezing. Okay, it's not freezing anymore. I know you can see me right now. I had a little connection problem, but it's solved right now. It's solved because I have the best connection right now, the best in the world actually. You know, it's a really great type of connection. The type of connection that you're gonna like. So now, yes, that's better. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, by the way. So I just want to say, this is the Light Hour show, and I'm your host, President. I'm your host, Raphael, and this Light Hour live stream is a Litecoin dedicated live stream where we talk about lots and lots of important things, and sometimes we like to goof around. And today we're just gonna goof around. So what we're gonna be doing today is a combination of a lot of things. Actually, a lot of things we're doing today. You're gonna be excited. A lot of things we're doing today, and one of it is we're gonna be looking at people that are fighting Litecoin. We're gonna be looking at all the fought because I had some pretty interesting fought that I wanted to talk about. So we could just go around those a little bit, and then we're gonna be looking at the sentiments. We're gonna be playing around with the chart, and it's just a general hangout with me. And by the way, if you have a Litecoin hot take and you want to share that, you could just share that in the comment, and we could talk about that. Okay, so this is I hope it's gonna be an interactive episode. So if you have something you want to talk about, you can talk about it. You could drop it in the comments and we could talk about it. Okay, you can also make me whatever you want to talk about. You just have to say it. I'm gonna talk about it. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm gonna talk about it. And that's how we're gonna do today. That's what we're gonna do today. So first of all, I want to say, those of you joining us, thank you. This stream actually normally holds around 5 p.m. EST, but today's a little different, right? Because we actually were in the Twitter Spaces with American Fortress and Litecoin, and it was a really interested one. Very interested. I think it's something that a lot of you need to see, and I'm going to share that right now. It is uh, American Fortress, and they are working. They're delivering things that are huge. It's a lot of things about self custody and privacy, and making crypto payments that do not require addresses, and a lot of it's going to be private. And exciting stuff that they really talked about on the Litecoin, the podcast with Litecoin. So very interesting, something you got to look forward to. If you're a Litecoiner, you have to look forward to this. I mean, you have to look forward to it. So yeah, that's that, by the way. So American Fortress, well done. I listened to everything. Great plans. You guys are great. Hopefully I'm gonna speak to JD Vance, and we probably, we might approve a loan. Maybe we might do a, strategic American Fortress reserve. If you guys have a stock or anything like that, we're gonna do that. We can do that. Actually, I can do whatever I want. So we're gonna start today off by looking at the chart, because Litecoin's chart actually looks very good. By the way, I'm gonna have to remove American Fortress for a little bit. They should understand it's not impersonal, but there are things I want to talk about. I want to look at the chart, because what's happening to Litecoin, it looks like we're going. Oh yeah, I'm seeing JD. JD says, no eating today, Raf. Have a great podcast. I want to say, first of all, I'm President Trump. I don't know what you're talking about. I made a little mistake, actually. It's unlikely of me to make mistakes, actually. It's not very common, because, the doctors, they say, I'm very, I have a high IQ, and my memory is actually sharp. I'm not like Biden, I remember what I'm saying. So, yeah, that was a little mistake, but I'm Trump, by the way, just point of correction. And yes, we're going to have a, so you're welcome to join us whenever. You're welcome. So we're gonna talk about some things. So first of all, yes, we're gonna talk about, of course, what we want to talk about, which is we're gonna talk about Litecoin, because what is happening with the chart? We gotta look at it, actually. Uh, Litecoin's not looking. It's not looking bad, actually. It looks very good. I don't remember the last time. I don't remember the last time I saw Litecoin looking this good. So it looks very great. It looks spectacular, actually. Look at that. Look at Litecoin go. It's actually very great. It seems that it might be going for $100 right now. But we're gonna expand the chart. We're gonna do some technical analysis. By the way, did you know that I could do technical analysis? Lots of you did not know. There's a lot of things I could do. Not a lot of things, but they're fake news about the type of things that I do. So it's just one of them is just I'm really good at technical analysis. I hold on. So Max says W stream. Yes, welcome to the stream, Max. Of course, it's W stream, of course, because I'm the most W person in the world. I'm the president. So yeah, you have to join me. If you have any, by the way, you can request that I talk about anything. By the way, you can make any request, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. And I'm here to hang out with you guys. So MK, welcome. You can make me. Bro, what is happening to my connection? MK says L Trump. You can't say that about your president. I'm your president. You can't say that to me. How could you say that to me? I'm gonna build a strategic Litecoin reserve. We're gonna put all of the Litecoins inside. It's gonna be a big, beautiful Litecoin basket. Holy. Oh, fuck. I might have to switch network connections, because I don't understand what's happening with my. Anyways, I'm back right now. I'm gonna look at that if that's better. That should be a lot better, actually, because it's a much better server that I switched to. But I'm looking at that. Okay, I'm looking at that, but I'm not really seeing. I don't know why this is glitching. It's a little strange. Everything is just glitching. It's all glitching at once. It's ridiculous. I don't know. UV star baby. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna sign out as Trump. And what are you guys doing? Y'all saying Trump D Dawson. The stream is crashing, bro. What is going on? I don't even know if you guys can hear me. I'm crashing out. Literally, I'm crashing out of the background. Oh, Lord have mercy. I have to come back. Hold on. One more time. I have to come back. Yo, I have to come. Alrighty, guys, I'm back right now. You can see me right now. I'm back. You can see that. I don't know if I'm better right now. I switched my network. I switched the career to another career. Hopefully, this is better. That's what I'm banking on. But if it ain't better, then I don't know what to do to that. But I'm thinking it's better. It should be better right now, actually. I'm not gonna talk like Trump anymore for today because that's what my audience want. UV Star Baby says, they want to hear me. They want to hear me for who I really am, and I appreciate that. Actually, I take that as a compliment. I really appreciate that. And MK. So, what do you guys want me to talk about? Okay, back to reality. Okay. What you guys want me to talk about? Okay, I am here for you. This is literally a hangout. First of all, I'm gonna pull up the chart first of all. But what you guys want me to talk about? What's going on? MK, what's going on in your mind? UV Star Baby, what's going on in your mind? Look, we're pumping, right? I guess we're at that point in the cycle, right? We're at that point in the cycle where literally any single pump that Litecoin makes, right, it's bro, MK, you are ridiculous, bro. What the? That's like the N word. You talking about? Let's talk about how XRP is the best coin ever. That's like the N word. You don't say that, okay? Okay, bro. I want to hear that no more. Okay, XRP is a cuss word on this stream. Okay, I want to hear it. Cool. We're not gonna talk about that. Okay, MK, we're not gonna talk about that. Holy, yo, MK, do you actually hold XRP? Oh, UV Star Baby says, it's a compliment. You're amazing. Oh, you're more amazing, bro. You're more amazing, man. Appreciate that. Oh my gosh, I don't have any XRP. Yes, I don't. Who holds XRP? Like, bro, I don't know why anybody is gonna hold XRP. To be honest, in my opinion, I am it should, because I've actually looked into it a lot more, and the more I've looked into it, the more worse it just is. Like, I don't get why anyone's gonna like want to hold it or trust in its ability to expand. I don't know. To expand is whatever it is, right? Because some people, some XRP people are arguing that it's some sort of they are arguing that it is sound money. So you wouldn't believe that if I told you, but yeah, there are some XRP people that would argue that it's sound money. Yeah, as ridiculous as that sounds, unfortunately, that's not what majority of XRP holders are holding it as. At the end of the day, they probably think they're holding some cross settlement token or something. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see how any of it sustains itself long term. I am at you, but yeah, that's just me, right? So I don't see a reason to hold it. MK, do you hold it? Do you actually hold it? MK, I want to know. Like, bro, do you hold XRP? And if you're holding XRP, why? I want to know. I want to give me a hot take, right? I want to hear a hot take. Why would you hold, like, literally 95% of my net worth is in LTC. Now you're talking. Generational hold, bro. UV Star Baby Litecoin's my biggest hold. Now you guys are talking. Hell no, yeah. Now that's the energy I need to get. Cause like, what you mean XRP? Man, I might as well hold a bottle of P than some XRP. That was fire. That was fire. Now I feel like a rapper, like some Eminem type ish. I might as well hold me a bottle of P than to an XRP. Oh, bro, I might as well launch a rap career out of that. How'd you guys see that? Like, if I actually go with that flow, bro, I might drop a Billboard, Hot 100 chart topping type song. You feel me? Just off of that, just go off of that. So yeah, we're not talking about XRP. F XRP. You say so, not my words. The same case words, okay? Dear XRP people, don't DDoS me, okay? It's not me that said that. But yeah, UV Star baby. Yeah, appreciate you guys. So what you guys want me to talk about actually? Because I'm looking at this Litecoin chart. It looks beautiful actually. It looks very beautiful. Looks looks splendid actually. I'm looking at it. Oh boy, I've been actually tracking two things in this. I've been tracking two things with this Litecoin chart actually. And something I've noticed is that this HTF is very, in my opinion, difficult to actually plot any consistent pattern on. That's what I've seen. Even though you can see a very clear pattern, it's just very difficult to pinpoint exactly what it is. Because the what I see a lot of people drawing, a lot of people draw the triangles that are, a lot of people draw the triangles that sort of like are like this, right? Something like this. But this is what a lot of people, draw. And if you draw a triangle like this, then it shows that we might be at the cusp of a breakout. I mean, we're at the literal TP toppy of the triangle when you draw it like this, right? Which most people do. Kind of like puts us here. And that makes me a little uncomfortable, right? Because most triangle patterns actually break out around 2/3 of the pattern formation, right? It's very rarely that you see triangle patterns that actually break out, at the TP top. And that's why, like, when I look at those patterns, I'm like, okay, maybe there's another pattern in this that we might be ignoring. And so I that's why I actually had the other one, right? Because if in my opinion, uh it's very possible that we might actually, because you have to pay attention to the bodies, right, and not the wicks. Because if you want to pick it from the wicks, then you just have to follow the wicks all through, which is just very messy pattern, whatever that is. But yeah, you have to look at the full body candles, in my opinion, if you're gonna plot HTF. And I understand that, like, sometimes, right, on how you depending on how you work it out, like, it might look slightly different. For example, if you're having weekly candles, right, it might look slightly different and probably fit into like whatever pennant you're drawing more. But yeah, look at that. Doesn't look too beautiful, in my opinion. And that's why I just generally prefer to look at it like maybe there's another pattern that's going on here, you know. And if you look at it, this was the pattern that I saw, which I did talk about in the last in the last stream. I talked about this pattern in the last stream, and it's just like this little accumulation channel that has extended for quite a while. That might be that might be actually mirroring what we've seen before, actually. And I want to draw parallel lines, but like, since this is a log chart, then it's of course parallel lines are the best way of analyzing logarithmic charts. But just for the sake of, right, pattern seeking, satisfying our pattern seeking nature, you just got to look at that, right? You look at that little accumulation channel, because that seems to be, in my opinion, what's been holding us, right? You look at it. Yeah, this is the channel, right? And you can sort of like zoom that in a little bit, and then you can see, even in this planet that is like a triangle we expanded out of, you can see something that is not very dissimilar, to that. Not very dissimilar to that actually happening. We're going to plot that. So this is on a much lower time frame, but you can see this little channel. Okay, I'm going to expand that to the weekly so we can look at what I'm talking about. Oh boy, what have I done? I have wrecked my chart. Okay, so I guess this is it, right? Yeah, I'm gonna just try to expand that a little. Oops. Okay, no, look at it. This is it right here. So this is the accumulation channel I'm talking about, right?
You can see that very, very compressed accumulation happening, all the way here. And it happened for a while before we saw price expansion. And this, in my opinion, I know not a lot of people use accumulation channels like this, but in my opinion, just gives the chart better structure. And it also, besides giving it a better, more consistent structure, it also gives the chart the ability to kind of give itself some leeway, right? It kind of opens your mind, so you could see how we had this general channel, right? It's actually quite strange, right? Look at this, right? We had this spike one above the channel, spike two above the channel, pattern seeking sakes. We are going to be looking at that and how that is also played out here. And look at that, right? And this is spike one, just like spike one here, and spike two, and the little spike in between. It's kind of this, you know. So if you look at this, right, if you look at it like this, I mean, kind of makes sense, right? Yeah, like okay, UV Star Baby says for so long. Okay, I want to see what you said. Hold on, I didn't see that earlier. So UV Star Baby said something keeps whacking LCC down like a whack-a-mole. There's no legitimate reason for Litecoin to be priced this low. Uh for so long. It's a natural. Yes, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. Honestly, because look at it, right? I feel like we want to, again, this is not me trying to discredit anybody's technical analysis. At the end of the day, technical analysis is only ever very clear in hindsight. You can never really know for sure unless you have the luxury of hindsight to show you exactly what's playing out. But I feel like the reason why it's felt like Litecoin actually is doing something that it isn't supposed to do is because maybe we're trying to interpret Litecoin in a different way. Like we're trying to make Litecoin do something that Litecoin just doesn't do. And what I mean by it is just saying we're trying to force Litecoin into like, okay, look at this, right? If we could, because I had a triangle here, we could have seen this as a triangle, and we can actually try to extend that triangle, formation here. And if we extend that triangle formation here, we can see that a breakout is imminent, right? Because based on what we've seen before. But some of those triangles, in my opinion, they just don't feel too legitimate. In my opinion, because like they are counting weeks. A lot of them are really trying to force a pattern on the chart, and so they are plotting from the week and trying to like sum it up here. And they go, oh look, we're ready for a breakout. But then what happens is you're trying to like draw a line that's going from this week into full body candles, and then here of course it's rejecting full body candles. I don't know. Just doesn't seem that just doesn't look like it to me, in my opinion. I'd actually think that a triangle pattern that actually goes more like this, because like in my opinion you have to prioritize full body candles. So maybe something like this will be okay. I mean, at least you have to, for two of these full body candles, at least two closes, right? You have to look 2 monthly closes, and you can sort of like extend that. And if you extend that and you make a triangle out of that, that is actually going to give you much longer time frame to look forward to, right? Which is not very convenient for a lot of us. And I get that, right? This is not me trying to say, oh, if you're trying to, you're really impatient. Yeah, it's very mysterious actually. Uh, I don't know when Litecoin's gonna fly. I'm not gonna pretend like I have the answer because, of course, I don't. Duh. But what I do know is I can try to sort of like help help us manage our expectations without sounding like I'm trying to lecture anybody. Because at the end of the day, again, nobody knows anything about this type of stuff, right? We're all just looking at patterns and trying to make sense of it and trying to predict the future based off of these patterns that have manifested. So that's all we can do, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna try to say we have to manage our expectations. And really it is. And this is what I think, in my opinion, is more this looks like the more I don't know. There might be a better way to draw this structure that I'm not doing, but yeah, you can't ignore this accumulation channel here before this breakout. And we, since then, we've sort of like fallen back into this little channel of accumulation. And whenever we had the euphoria, we fell back down, but we still respected the channel. And you can see that we had a little bit of a support here in the 2017 bull market. This was kind of like support. The top of this channel sort of acted like support to springboard the final impulse of that move. And then when we came back down, right at the base of the channel, that was where we found support. And you can see when we came back into, we had the little rally in 2019 and we came back inside. Yeah, we saw a rejection here. This rejection is not going to be very clear here until I show it in the weekly. And then you can see we had a little rejection trying to like get out of that channel. And so I'm gonna have to show that. Hold on. Oh boy, God, for God's sake, I really pray that this is not lagging. God, what is happening? Holy. Okay, I have to revert that. Oh boy. I have to revert that, okay? Okay, I have to do the weekly so you can see what I'm talking about. So and you can see that move in 2019 where we kind of got back into the channel. In 2019 we got back into the channel right after this impulsive move, and we tried going out of it and we got rejected somewhere close to the top of this channel, and we had to fall back down. We tapped the base of it, we went back up, rejected right at the support level, the resistance level of this channel, and then we had to fall back in and grind our way. And when we started breaking out 2020 bull market, 2021 bull market cycle, we grinded at the top of this channel before finally having that impulsive move, and that ultimately became a stifled rally. And then we have this little thing, and then we fell back. And even before we fell right back into this channel, we had a lot of support here, right? A lot of rejection of this support zone. It was like price was really reacting to this level before we finally broke in. And look at where we found the base, right at the base of this channel. And then we came all the way here, and we have been in that channel ever since. And that's the way I perceive it. And you can see just how much we've actually been respecting this channel. We've been respecting it a lot. And when you look at it in terms of this channel, then you will understand that Litecoin is both ready to explode at any time now, while at the same time also in a position where it can actually grind for much longer before experiencing any price expansion without dying or facing a significant risk to its long-term structure. And that's just something we have to contend with, right? It's something we have to contend with. So I believe more people should be paying attention to this channel, because this channel can explain a lot more about why the price is not moving. We can adjust it a little bit, right? Because there are a bit more weeks right here. Okay, that looks a little better, I guess. But yeah, I guess it's it's whatever. The way I had it before, I think that was okay, because that. So you can see that. So yeah, this is, in my opinion, why we haven't gone up. We can actually grind here for a lot longer, right? When you look at it like this, we can actually grind for a little longer. We can go all the way, have a little bit of a rally, maybe put on a higher high, I guess, a new all-time high, fall back to this channel, and still be right on track. Honestly, like Litecoin can literally do that. People don't understand. it can, with this structure, it actually can, and it's still going to be perfectly fine, and nothing would have broken. When it comes to the Litecoin structure, it can actually go all the way to 1,000 something. Probably stay for a bit before finding this channel again. It's not impossible, hey. But that is just something people need to consider. Not saying it's happening, but it's something people need to consider. So yeah, Litecoin's value is definitely not priced in. That's why it's such a good investment. Yes, it is. It definitely is not priced in at all. And just like earned, on earns when earned on earns analysis, and when you look at Master's network value model and everything that seems to be lining up, I mean, there's a very significant possibility that if the macro outlook sort of like lines up perfectly, and we can have that trigger for Litecoin, that we can experience that rapid price expansion, very fast, actually, like very fast. And that's what I'm actually looking forward to. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to a price expansion that's that rapid. But we can't ignore where this significant consolidation is happening. We can't ignore it, this consolidation channel, and we just have to pay attention to it. We have to respect it. So we would need to break out of this channel entirely before we can even expect another impulse move or like a rally or something we've seen here. Also there's a possibility that considering the fact that the previous one was a little like this, a little we could look at that, right? We had that little channel consolidation, and first high impulse, the first one, then the second one, and then we had the breakout that sent us into a different channel, which is this channel that we currently are grinding in, and that's what we saw. So there's a possibility that this actually ends up being the case, and this might just be two impulse moves, and then we grind in the channel before we finally explode, maybe hit a high of 4,000, 5,000, and then begin in a new channel. And what you're also seeing is that this is going to make more sense when you plot it in, when you look at the logarithmic logarithmic progression bands, or logarithmic regression bands, by the way, rather. When you look at it like that, then it's going to make more sense. But you can sort of like see that this was a little more angled up, and this is a little more angled to the side, so a little more muted. And so, if Litecoin is making a new push, right? If we see that, which there's a very high possibility we see it in the coming months, and we see that push out of this channel, and we are abandoning this channel for good and setting like a $4,000 all-time high, then we can see a situation where we set a $4,000 or $5,000 all-time high, and then come back and try to like build a new channel somewhere between, I don't know, 400 or 300 and something, and 900 or 700 or something. We can form a new channel. And yeah, that's something you should everybody should be cognizant of and not ignore. So who knows? Yeah, of course. Yes, I agree with you. We are definitely ready for a leveled up channel. We are actually. I believe when that happens, right? I believe when that happens, when Litecoin finally faces an expansion and we go start building a new channel, people are gonna look at it and go, holy smokes, this is one of the best moving coins in the entire space. It's one of the most matured coin when it comes to price movements, and people are going to start taking it very seriously then, because people are going to understand that it has a very, very clear monetization channel, so how I can interpret it is about, right, or a very clear demand accumulation channel that it always respects for an elongated period of time before it then experiences a leg up and tries to find that accumulation channel. And I could also interpret that as a channel of monetary demand. That's where people intend to use Litecoin, right? And that was the little one here, and then we had the expansion. Now we're having a new monetary demand, and so Litecoin can have an expansion all the way and then find a new monetary demand right at the 1,000 to 800 range, and stay there for a very long time, just being money, just being a stable type of crypto money. It's a possibility, right? And grind that out for as long as possible, all the way until it's ready again to make another expansion. So we have to look at all possibilities. But UV Star Baby, I want to hear what is your Litecoin hot take? I want to hear that. I want to know what your Litecoin hot take is, because I have a couple Litecoin hot takes that I want to look into here, but I want to know what is yours. What's your Litecoin hot take, or what's your crypto hot take? I want to know that. What is your crypto hot take? Let me know your crypto hot take. Let me know your crypto hot take. Crypto hot take. What is your crypto hot take? Let me know your crypto hot take. Your crypto hot take. People actually have different opinions about what's going on. Mostly without any actual understanding of anything. It's very, very strange, but whatever. People have opinions of a lot of things. I made a post the other time, and someone said something that was actually very interesting to me, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, wow. So I'm looking for that right now. It's a comment, very strange comment. And then so this has to be right. This has to be. I'm going to share my screen a bit. Okay. Yeah. Oh boy, where is it? Oh boy. Oh yeah. I think I have it. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing this. Okay. UV Star Baby. I always felt from the beginning that Litecoin is meant to be very big, right next to Bitcoin. Yes. Yes, you are absolutely right. Mario 700K, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you for joining. Yeah, oh, now I like your hot take, Mario. I'm gonna go into that, but I want to look at that of UV first. You've always thought from the beginning that Litecoin is meant to be very big, right next to Bitcoin. And you're right. Listen, go. And this is one of the things that make me very like Litecoin so much. Go to the top 100. Look at the biggest coins. Plot their charts. Try to make sense of their charts. It is incredibly difficult for you to find a chart that is as properly structured as that of Litecoin. Not XRP, not BNB. Okay, maybe XRP. XRP actually looks significantly good. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, not Cardano, not Solana, not Chainlink. None of them. Like, they don't really have a very strong proper structure like that of Litecoin. Go look at them. And another thing I want to say is that Litecoin, people don't understand that the fact that how many coins, right, do people call dad at a $10 billion valuation? Because if you think about this, right, Litecoin is so big that the valuation it is actually attaining in its death form is the valuations, are the valuations that some projects are absolutely convulsing, celebrating to have, right? Because Litecoin's accumulation, Litecoin's capitulation level has been, I think, the last cycle bottom, the last bear market bottom was around the one before this one, right? That should have been around, a couple $1 billion. And right now we are experiencing max pain, while Litecoin is at about $8 billion. Like, imagine that, right? Litecoin's capitulation levels are so high. You have to think about just how, what the, euphoria valuations are going to be. And that should put it into perspective, right? It should put it into perspective. It's a very massive coin, but people just don't know, because people never see anything until hindsight reveals it to them. And it's strange because, yeah, history always repeats itself. But yes, you're absolutely right. Litecoin's a very big coin. And, when all this, major outlets put it alongside Bitcoin, Ethereum, people find a million, excuses. Oh, it's because the Dino coin is whatever. But you don't understand. And you won't until it eventually reveals itself. And then, it was so obvious. Oh, this, oh, that. Fade Litecoin at your own risk. Anyway, so let's look at this. Mario 700K. A lot of people are just watching Litecoin like they're expecting something from it. Mario 700K. Wait, I don't understand. It's like, aren't people supposed to expect something from Litecoin? I don't get it. Like, it looks good. It's one of the best structured charts in the whole space, right? It has a very consistent pattern that you can actually track and see that this thing's actually evolving. And besides that, Litecoin is actually being one of the Litecoin is actually being the most adopted, the best growing proof of work coin in terms of adoption over the last 8 years, and the price hasn't followed. So why shouldn't people look at it? What should people look at? I don't get it. You have to answer the question: what should people look at? What you want people to look at? Its adoption is growing. Its monetary use is growing. It's actually facing expansion. The price just hasn't expanded to match its adoption. So why shouldn't people look at it? Anyways, we have to move to the next one. So yes. So UV Star baby, I think the market is waiting for Bitcoin to double or triple before unleashing Litecoin. I don't know. Honestly, you can never know. We can never know. Yeah. It's like I don't have any expectations for the market, right? I'm trying to build my platform around trying to promote Litecoin adoption for the proper reasons. Just try to adjust like my career direction in a way that actually allows me to be able to just stay, long term in a way where a refusal of price to break out in the near term would not be a demotivating factor for me. And that's the way I'm trying to structure it. So I'm trying to limit my expectations while being positive that something great might happen. So in that case, if something great doesn't happen yet, I'm not demotivated, right? Still doing it. And if something great happens, that's beautiful. Cause for celebration. And so that's just my perception of it. That's just something you have to understand. So yeah, they're gonna put their Bitcoin winnings into low Litecoin and do it all again, but 4-to-1 LTC to Bitcoin. Oh, I don't know if 4-to-1 LTC to BTC is possible, at least in the near term. But hey, I would not be surprised if sometime in the distant future Litecoin overtakes Bitcoin. People don't understand. People look at Bitcoin and think, oh, Bitcoin is one because like Bitcoin has so much valuations. And people sort of kind of like juxtapose, right? They look at that and look, gold's also winning the race against silver, right? If you look at its valuation, compared to that of silver. But what they don't understand is that gold actually has a significant advantage in terms of it actually being inherently scarcer than silver. However, Bitcoin is not inherently scarcer than Litecoin. It's the same, it's the same supply schedule, and it's very similar, what's the word? Very similar. Oh, I forgot the word. LIVESTREAM. Very similar stock to flow. So yeah. Also, the cost of substitution to move from gold to silver is actually pretty great. I mean, you have to take the golds to go sell it. Shout out to Earned for explaining this to me. But you have to take the golds to go sell it, and then you're gonna, when you take the gold to go sell it, you're gonna have to take that money and go buy the silver. You're gonna incur cost. Just by converting the gold to silver, you're gonna incur costs as well. Buying the gold because you're gonna buy the converting the gold to cash, you're gonna incur loss. Trying to get the silver, you're gonna incur loss as well because you're gonna buy it at a markup, right? And then you look at that, and the cost to move from gold to silver is high, but like for Bitcoin and Litecoin, you just sell the Bitcoin and get the Litecoin. It doesn't really cost much. Doesn't really take a lot of time either. It's not very expensive to do. So to have people migrate from Bitcoin to Litecoin, it's not as difficult as having people to migrate from gold and silver. And Bitcoin is not scarcer than Litecoin the same way gold is scarcer than silver. So people just have to understand that. So 4-to-1 Bitcoin is 4-to-1 for Litecoin to 1 Bitcoin is very possible, but I don't see that happening anytime in the near future. And if you think about the fact that Litecoin actually has the infrastructure to actually, replace Bitcoin without any significant reasons for Bitcoin to kind of act like Litecoin doesn't deserve it, right? There's just no way. I mean, if Litecoin replaces Bitcoin right now as a number one coin, it has the infrastructure. First of all, the chain, the main chain can do better than what Bitcoin already does. So of course, it's not going to struggle on the chain side of things. If you look at it, it actually has a much more robust security system because it has a lot of these other proof of work coins that are merge mined with it that kind of like incentivize miners to continue to secure Litecoin network, regardless of how much they actually make from Litecoins itself. And that has actually been secured network for a very long time now, for about 8 years or so. I mean, since Dogecoin has been outperforming Litecoin, Dogecoin has been securing Litecoin. It's a beautiful thing that Bitcoin just doesn't have, right? Litecoin's built that very robust, hashing algorithm that can create this security budget for its miners, and Bitcoin doesn't have that. So a lot of things that Litecoin actually has in place that can actually help it to not only overtake Bitcoin, but when it does that, to be able to sustain that. So yeah, I don't know if it happens anytime soon. We're gonna be here for it, right? We're young. We have all of our lives to be proven wrong or right. But if that happens, absolutely not surprised. Litecoin looks like it's actually forming the foundation for something like that, and I wouldn't actually be surprised if that happens. UV Star Baby says because they're greedy. I'm thinking the best strategies for billionaires. Wait. I'm thinking of the best strategy for billionaires because they're greedy. Clearly, 100%, bro. 100%, inshallah, bro. 100%. 100%, bro. People yeah, when people look at institutions, people look at institutions and think, oh, the only way these institutions can actually lead your hands and like coins, like, oh, when we were buying before the ETFs were front running them. Do you not understand that these institutions understand that you can front run them and they can actually do the same thing? Do you not understand that? Do you not understand that there's a way for them to actually go accumulate these things before the ETF launch and manipulate the market, send it all up, and then dump into the ETFs and actually beat you to the punch and actually beat you to the game you think you're playing against them? Do you think that it's not possible? It's possible with crypto, right? It's very possible with crypto. And IMHO, if there's an opportunity for some people to actually take advantage of the market and actually extract as much opportunity, as much value as possible, they absolutely freaking will. So yes, that's a very good way to think about it, honestly. UV Star Baby, you have to think about think about it, think like the billionaires, and think about what the best strategies you're gonna employ to try to maximize the most value, and that can sort of like give you a perspective to what's gonna happen. But understand, the best investors are actually unalive. I'm not gonna use the D word, okay? The best investors are unalive. The best investors are either unalive or just mere spectators, honestly. And you have to be, you have to have the ability to actually like endure a lot. And that is actually very rich for me to say, considering I've not been in this space that long. I mean, and when I say that, people that have actually been in this space since like 2017, like, oh, how dare you? How long? You just be on Litecoin or when? Whatever. And I get it. But hey, we need to motivate ourselves. We need to understand Litecoin's actually building something very strong, a very, very solid foundation, and only hindsight will reveal it to us. But yes, we just need to pay attention to that. So what else? UV Star Baby, you have any other thing you want me to talk about? Because I want to look at some things. And I don't understand people that actually hit Litecoin. I don't get why. It's like people say some very like stupid-ish, right? I look at it and I'm like, oh boy. It's like it's some people say ish that are just so freaking stupid, and you just look at it as like, oh god, how? And just want to look at a couple of that, right? I'm gonna look at a couple of that. Look at a couple of stupid ish that people say that just pisses me off. And I made a post earlier today, and I got a lot of stupid comments today. Not a lot, actually, a couple, but I'm just gonna look at them. I'm gonna look at FODs because I don't understand why people like to FUD Litecoin. I don't get it. It's like their favorite coin to FUD. If they're not FUDing Litecoin, they're not having a great time in life. I noticed. People need to FUD Litecoin. Actually, people need to FUD Litecoin. Okay, I'm seeing. I'm scared that if he pumps out of this 8-year consolidation, it won't last. There's a huge group of long-term holders who have been holding and waiting for years. Many are underwater too. Honestly, bro, This is a very good hot take. This is a very good hot take, honestly. I'm scared that if he pumps out of I'm scared that if he pumps out of this 8-year consolidation, it won't last. There's a huge group of long-term holders who have been holding and waiting for years. Many are underwater too. This is such a huge hot take, and I believe it deserves to be talked about. I see some comments. Honestly, like Litecoin has one of the most resilient holder base, but at the end of the day, we're still humans, right? And there is nothing more painful than someone who saw Litecoin, saw Bitcoin, believed in the value proposition of Litecoin and the way Litecoin's actually been growing itself, and understood that that is actually significantly more superior and definitely also more sustainable than that of Bitcoin. Yet after embracing Litecoin and making that decision, or maybe they just thought is the better value Bitcoin and is the better investment. And after buying that, probably buying around about, I don't know, $200 when Bitcoin was like maybe 4,000 or something. And watching Bitcoin from going from like 4,000 when they bought Litecoin around 200 and going all the way to 100,000, and Litecoin is below 100. Like that's going to suck. It's going to suck so bad. And I can imagine that, right? They constantly just calculating the opportunity costs that they've incurred, and you can just look at how it's just frustrating. It's very frustrating. I get it, but like now a lot of people are starting to voice that frustration out, and that's why I say this your hot take is actually important, Mario, because yes, it's offering these guys an opportunity to shake these people out. And why wouldn't they? If there's an opportunity for these people to extract even the tiniest drop of value, they absolutely will. If they see a lot of people that are very frustrated, and I wouldn't be surprised if the people that were actually accumulating Litecoin in this suppressive manner were the same people behind the Zcash rally, just trying to cause max pain to Litecoiners, because the whole privacy rally was almost like a middle finger to Litecoiners, because it's like, F you guys, Decred freaking pumped. It did almost like a 10x, bro. Decred, holy smokes. Dash, our brother Dash did like a 20x, bro. Ouch. No, not a 20x, like a 10x or something. It's almost a 10x, like an 9x. Zcash from bottom to top did about $15, about a 50x from bottom to top, because it went from about, I don't know, $15 was the bottom, bear market bottom, and the stop is around 700 and something. It's like a 50x, and good old Litecoin is just 2 point something x from its bear market bottom of 2022. Absolutely ouch. And that, in my opinion, is an opportunity for these guys to flush out more Litecoiners, and they're just going to take advantage of it. And that's why I'm saying, I'm preaching, we UV Star Baby, you made some very interesting hot takes. I'm going to go into those as well. I just want to finish up with Mario. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Mario, you're absolutely right. There's just so many Litecoiners right now that are like on the edge. You're not giving up, but you're on the edge. And if there's any opportunity for these guys to take advantage of that and extract as much value from those people, they're gonna do it. And it sucks, but it's the game they've been playing, unfortunately. So that's why I'm just saying right now, hey, King's Crown, welcome to your stream. Love Litecoin. Love you too, bro. Love Litecoin as well. That's what I'm saying. Let's hope for the best and do our best, but anticipate the worst. And that's just what we can do. Hope for the best, anticipate the worst. Because what's the worst that's going to happen when you anticipate the worst? Nothing surprises you. And you just understand that as long as Litecoin continues to grow as sound money, it starts to become the de facto standards for people that want to actually, escape the whole gambling of the whole and the whole charade that's going on, and they just want to take something of substance, it's going to become that de facto standard. And it's starting to become that, because you're seeing a lot of these index, portfolio indexes, these ETF indexes that have a portion dedicated to Litecoin, because they look at how significantly alive Litecoin has been and how it refuses to that. And they go, okay, now that's something worth holding at least a little portion in, right? So you understand Litecoin is actually doing enough to be able to continue to sustain itself. So if you look at that, just pay attention to that. Understand that the people that are trying to play this rigorous game of significant frustration to accumulate, they're going to play the game. They're going to take advantage of every single opportunity they can, and nothing's going to stop them. But you're going to stop yourself from being a victim for that. So yeah, that's just what I want to say. Let's just try to endure a little more. So yeah, there's a backlog of Litecoin holders that could put a ceiling on it when its time comes. They're gonna try to shake that off, honestly, and that's what I believe the whole Zcash pump was. I just believe they were just trying to give all Litecoiners. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I just did that live. They were trying to give all Litecoiners like a middle finger, like, hey, F you guys, and get everybody confused, get everyone frustrated, because that was literally max pain. Max pain for Litecoiners. Litecoin didn't have to deep to give us max pain. All of these other proof of work coins just started pumping, and Litecoin being left out. That gave us max pain, and that freaking sucked. That sucked balls. Anyways, now UV Star baby, back to you. Back to what you're saying. So, I'm so sick of hearing Charlie sold the top because he did it to make Litecoin more fair. Absolutely true. Absolutely freaking true. All right, that's the thing, is that imagine the difference between Litecoins. Imagine the difference in Litecoin's price between people saying Charlie sold it up and people finally realizing that that is actually dumb. And imagine just what position you are on this scale, right? What position you are on this factor. Like, just think about yourself like that. Right now, people always reference it. What valuation is going to get before people understand, oh, that was just completely irrelevant. And you can imagine how much opportunity we actually have in between this. Yeah, people are ridiculous. Honestly, people are ridiculous. Like imagine, and this is my prediction. When Litecoin, when eventually starts to fly, whenever that may be, whenever that may come, you're going to start hearing people praise these things that they have been bashing Litecoin for. They're going to start praising Litecoin for the exact same things. They're going to be praising Litecoin for the fact that its founder actually divested, right? Which is better, because I don't understand the twisted perception that Satoshi, who is anonymous and nobody knows, and has a full stack that nobody knows what's going to happen to, people kind of perceive that as better than Litecoin, who actually has a founder that is divested from the coin. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And the absolute certainty that people have that Satoshi will in fact not sell his Bitcoins and has in fact died. You don't even know him, but you're sure he died. Congratulations, bro. You just won, I don't know, Genius of the Year or something. You probably deserve a Nobel Peace Prize for that level of stupidity. When I see people that say this stuff, I just go, oh boy, you're absolutely sure that Satoshi is never going to sell. You're absolutely sure that Satoshi is that. You're absolutely sure that Satoshi has no financial interest in Bitcoin, but you don't even know who he is. But you're absolutely sure. Imagine the day the market wakes up to its senses and recognizes that, holy smokes, Litecoin's founder actually, in fact, giving us the absolute confidence that he's out is much better than having a Schrodinger's position on what Satoshi can or will do with his position, or whether or not he still exists. Whenever the market wakes up to that, imagine what valuations we're going to have. And that's something to look forward to. That's why I tell people, Don't have price targets. Have sentiment targets. You wanna, if you want to, it's not financial advice, right? But the way crypto works, very emotional commodity. It's a very emotionally tied commodity. You want to understand, because that's what's gonna like define its excitement phase, when people start praising it about these functions that they've been blasting it for very long. That's when okay, you can take some of your Litecoin and get a house. You can take some of your Litecoin and get a car. If you convert it to fiat and just back it there, it's like, for what? I mean, you can take some of it and invest it in the S&P 500, whatever you want to do, but have sentiment targets, because there's just a whole lot of stupidity in the space and a whole lot of ignorance towards Litecoin, and it sucks, but that's where the opportunity is. That's sweet capitulation for you, baby. Litecoin has a very real shot of getting back into the top 30. Very real shot. The more you think about it, the more you look at what people keep saying about it, the clearer it becomes to you. And the more you understand the only difference between now and then is time. Now, MK says, is it true Jeffrey Epstein funded some Bitcoin devs? Any fact checkers in here? Holy boy. Holy smokes. I got nothing to say about that, bro. I don't know what to say about that. I really don't know what to say about that. I don't know, honestly. Oh, UV Star Baby says it's true. Again, have no idea about that. I'm very, I have a very significant personal incredulity towards that topic, on that topic. Oh, so yeah. Now Charlie is invested in Lite's LTC and maybe even Luxfolio. Yes. It's just that people don't understand. Charlie is actually a very good timer of markets, by the way. A very, very good timer of market. And Charlie is a genius, but y'all are going to understand later that Charlie is an absolute genius. And Charlie has been, oh my God, my laptop is about to die. I have to plug my Litecoin. Oh my God, I have to plug my Litecoin. I have to plug my laptop before it goes off. This is the freaking charger. It's like so freaking low. I didn't even know it was low. Okay. Now I've got it plugged up. Okay, yes. Yeah, now Charlie is actually a good timer of the market. That's what I believe. So there's a very strong possibility. I believe like there's a much higher possibility that we might be getting closer to a significant breakout in price, than I am anticipating, right? Maybe the people that feel like it's very close, maybe we have a little bit of a delay before it happens, but yeah, it might be in fact close, because the supply shock is very imminent, right? Look, Lite strategy has held like about 1 million Litecoins. This ETFs are gonna soak up Litecoin. It's gonna be a supply shock at any time, and it's possible this thing starts flying. I don't know, Q1 next year, maybe before that. Who knows? So yeah, it's very possible that we might actually be in the very final stages before it happens. But always have a room for a but in your heart, a very huge bot, like a fat, oh boy, Lord have mercy. Anyways, not here. What is this? SU02026B scoop, bro. I don't know what that is. Way better. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Okay, UV. Okay, that was it's true. But dollars fund corruption too is the response. Yo, UV Star Baby, what's that about? Dollars fund corruption too. I still think Charlie's handle Cobbly. What is it? I still think Charlie's handle Cobbly stands for creator of Bitcoin Lee. Wouldn't that be funny if Bitcoiners had to thank him? Yeah, see, bro, I think there's a very significant possibility that Charlie is Satoshi. It's a very significant possibility. I mean, what are the odds that a Google dev, a Google engineer making high six-figure net worth quits their job? No, gets into Bitcoin space right about just a little after Satoshi moved on to other things, and then not very long after, they absolutely quit their job and went head first into crypto and created another Bitcoin chain with a little bit of, tweaks to make it like perfect, almost like, if he found some parameters they didn't like, he just wanted to correct or something, whatever. And he just started that, and he ended up quitting his job, and now that thing sounds very Satoshi like to me. Yeah, but if Charlie is someone that is Satoshi, who knows? Who knows? Maybe the CIA knows. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe the CIA knows. Uh who knows? We're gonna know eventually if Charlie is. Or maybe we never know. Who knows? Charlie is very mysterious. And so we might never know. So who knows? Yeah, nobody knows. But it's gonna be funny. Imagine if he actually comes out with absolute definite proof that he is in fact Satoshi, and he swapped like all of that Satoshi stack for Litecoin stack. It's gonna be send him to jail, Satoshi rock Bitcoin. Way better said spy. What is that spy? What is spy? I don't get what you're talking about. Way better. You can actually like elaborate that. I'm gonna respond to that. US dollars are tainted too. Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. Like, I mean, cash. Every single thing is tainted. I don't get. UV Star Baby, what are you talking about? Are you responding to way better? MKXPO said he just copied Bitcoin. He just copied Bitcoin. When people say that, I get so mad. Dude, like, bro, like you try to copy it. This is so G. This is so G. This is so freaking G. This is like, this dude gets it. People go and just a copy of Bitcoin. Okay, go copy Bitcoin. And I say this because people seem to like, I don't get, it's like people seem to not understand something. And I use this analogy in a debate. I'm going to try to use it again. It's a very simple analogy, tries to like extreme, oversimplify it a little bit, but just try to understand this. I told somebody as it goes, oh, Litecoin's a Bitcoin copy. Litecoin's a Bitcoin copy. I say, okay, fine, good. Now imagine Justin Bieber has a singing style, blows up. Everyone's talking about Justin Bieber. And then I start singing, I copy Justin Bieber's style, and I blow it up as well. Who cares? Does the fact that I'm a Justin Bieber copy take anything away from my success? Well, go copy Justin Bieber then, and see if you're going to get that successful. People don't understand that what actually gives these things value is their adoption. It doesn't matter. You can have the most novel chain in the world. If people aren't using it as much as you're using Bitcoin, Bitcoin or Litecoin, if people aren't using it, if it's not as adopted as Litecoin is, it can never be that valuable. It can never be as valuable as those. Litecoin's value lies in its robust adoption. Grow the F up. Grow the F up. And I'll say this. An adopted copy is 1,000 times better than a novel idea that nobody gives a sh about. Ask Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. They're going to tell you about it. Let's move. Oh, boy. About the Epstein BTCT. Hey, bro, I don't really know a lot about the Epstein stuff or, the Epstein stuff alone. I just know the dude is, cryptid, there's a lot of messed up ish, but like, I'm not really too familiar with it. More, more talk about like whatever the relationship between it and Bitcoin. So I'm really sorry. Yeah, MKXPL said, 15 years later, people still don't know what Bitcoin is. They don't know how to copy the blockchain. Yeah, honestly. Yo, that's all of that. All the talking points in crypto is just sentiment driven. Just understand that. Once you understand it's sentiment driven and you can approach it very stoically, you just have to limit your exposure, to one that will not force you to get out of a position of like mental stoicism. You have to be stoic. You really cannot but be stoic in your approach to crypto. You cannot allow it to have any form of emotional control over you. You cannot allow it to, get you on edge. You can never be overexposed to it to the point where it messes with your ability to function, because when you get there, that is when you start to talk like these people. And yeah, that's what these people don't understand. You know what I'm looking forward to the most? I'm going to tell you guys now. What I'm looking forward to the most is the busting of the bubbles of Bitcoin maximalists. The biggest psyop in this entire space, and this is work to Litecoin's advantage, by the way, but the biggest psyop to this entire space is Bitcoin maximalists convincing these other altcoin builders that competing with Bitcoin is impossible, and so they have to find something else to compete with. I'm going to pull this saying, and it doesn't matter if you're religious or you're not religious. Just get the idea behind the saying is what you need to understand. The devil's biggest trick is convincing the world he doesn't exist. And to extrapolate that, Bitcoin maximalist biggest trick is convincing the crypto space that competing with Bitcoin was worthless. And in doing so, they inadvertently left the space open for a handful of competition. And among those competition, only one stands head and shoulders above the rest in terms of its infrastructure, in terms of its adoption, ready to take on Bitcoin. To the point where whenever this starts happening, whenever the whole space, whenever the bubble of this Bitcoin maximalists, whenever it finally bursts, and these other proof of work monetary networks start coming for a significant percentage of the Bitcoin dominance, these other altcoin founders would finally notice that they have been absolutely caught off guard. And it is now a new battle that they have absolutely no freaking way of competing with. Because unlike a new narrative like AI or whatever, they can't just rebrand their little shitcoin project and just slap proof of work monetary network on it. And they can't do that. And the only way they can possibly try to compete is to launch a fairly distributed coin, which, I mean, come on, with all of the greed that has absolutely perverted the space, that's not possible. With all of the VC obsession over controlling as much of the token, as possible to, max extract value, with all of that culture, it is impossible for them to even from a motivational level to even be motivated to create something that can possibly compete with Bitcoin. And even if they did, there's no way they're going to be able to market it. There's no way they're going to be able to get it to get people to adopt it. It's going to be extremely impossible. They will have no way of competing with Litecoin for a share of Bitcoin SPY when Litecoin finally starts showing everybody that you guys were wrong, and Bitcoin has never been untouchable. It is not untouchable. When Litecoin finally opens the eyes of everybody to that fact, it's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be glorious, because Litecoin and the few other proof of work monetary networks like Zcash, like Dash, they're gonna be eating so fat and so unopposed. And it's gonna be glorious, and you're gonna see Litecoin just walk up the chart, and it's gonna go straight to number 3 or number 2. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. 10% again. Solana's share of Ethereum's market cap, because Solana is Ethereum's closest competitor. Its share of Ethereum's market cap is around 20%. So if Litecoin got 20% of Bitcoin's market cap, that would put it at about $400 billion in market cap or thereof, which at current Ethereum levels is a little higher. Just saying, don't fade that possibility. Do not. Okay, guys, I believe that's it. I'm gonna be ending the stream in about 5 minutes. What you guys want me to talk about again? Yo, appreciate you guys for coming, for showing up, bro. MK, first of all, you're the goat, bro. Man, appreciate you. You're my G. You're my G, bro. Appreciate you. Much respect. UV Star baby. Much love, bro. Much love from me. Shout out to you for having this, for us having this wonderful conversation together. Who else was in the stream? I need to shout people out. I need to shout people out. Yo, shout out to Way Butter. I don't know what you were talking about half the time, but man, appreciate you for showing up. GG. Shout out to King's Crown for showing up and like giving a little shout out. Appreciate you. Shout out to Mario 700K, man. Appreciate you. And shout out to everyone else who showed. The Copley handle was supposed to relate to Charlie's initials, except it doesn't. Yeah, honestly. Charlie does look like he's hiding something. Charlie looks like he's hiding something all the time. It's like, where is it, Charlie? That's actually interesting. Charlie, in fact, looks like he's hiding something. Charlie might be Satoshi. I wouldn't be surprised if he is. I mean, imagine someone who created Litecoin and always tells people to buy Bitcoin. You know, he either has a connection to Bitcoin on the level as what he has to Litecoin, aka like seeing it as his baby, or he's just trying to win favors from like the maxi crowd. And I'm very hesitant to believe that it is the latter, because like Charlie is just so brutally bland to the point where bro literally told the whole world that he sold out. You know, he exited the day. He had no reason to tell anybody about that, but he told the world. You know, he literally said, "Hey, you guys will peace out and out," and he did that. And you can see that, right? And you can think about it. So yeah, there's a higher than zero chance that our boy Charlie is in fact Satoshi. And no, I won't be surprised if that's the case, right? I won't. So yeah, yo, UV Star baby, you are definitely onto something. Creator of Bitcoin Lee is a very epic matter. Appreciate that, man. I'm gonna have to like ruminate on that. I'm gonna have to think about that. Like creator of Bitcoin Lee, Cabo Lee. Interesting. I'm gonna be ending the stream in about 2 minutes and a half. Is there any other thing you guys want me to talk about before I end the stream? Is there any other thing you want me to talk about before I end the stream? I'm about to end the stream a little bit. Oh my god! Did you guys see that clip from Candence? Yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, good live stream. Did you guys see that clip stuff from Candence Owens, where she was like, "Oh my god, what did she say?" That little thing she did with the microphone. That's like, oh, zesty ass. Yeah. I didn't even know. Oh, yo, UV Star baby. By the way, what's your X handle? I want to follow you. I don't know if I'm following you. I want to follow you. What's your X handle? What's your X handle? UV Star baby. What is your X handle, brother? UV Star baby. Michaela Bella 15. Michaela Bella. Are you a man or are you a woman? Holy. Michaela Bella. Are you a man or are you leader or woman, or are you, any of the other holy freak. I'm trying to search up your handle so I can follow. Oh, you're female. Oh, Michelle. Michela. Oh, Michela Bella. Oh my god, I was spelling crap here. I was holy fuck. I was getting it wrong here. I was like Michela Bella. Am I even getting it right? I have to cross check that. Michela Bella. Okay, that's like LLA. Okay, Michela Bella 15. Oh boy. I'm a little slow while using the money, Michelle. Oh, okay, I know. I see you. Michelle Rainey Walsh. Yeah, appreciate you, Michelle. Give you a follow back, man. Appreciate you for hanging out with me. You are a top G. You are a top G. I know you're female, but you're top G, bro. Yeah, she said, bro, lol. That's the vibe. We're all bro. Anyways. Peace and love. Appreciate y'all for showing up. Once again, remember, The Light Hour hosts every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Time is 5 p.m. EST. So 5 p.m. EST. That's when I usually start this. On Thursday, we're gonna be here with the mini million. We're gonna be here with Mini Million again. We're gonna have a conversation, and after that, we're gonna be having Aldo on Saturday. So I'm gonna be talking about adoption and a lot of things, lots and lots of important things with Aldo. It's gonna be a very nice conversation on Saturday. So Thursdays and Saturdays are packed. And until then, I will see you guys in the next episode. As usual, I am your host, Raphael, and I am signing out. Peace. All right, go. Leave the stream. It's done. The stream's over. You can go, bro. Why are you still here, bro? The stream's over. Oh God. Yo, I don't guess. Like people don't listen to instructions. Go. The stream is over. Oh boy. El stream est over. Oh, so go. The stream is over, Habibi. Go. The stream is over. Oh boy. That has to be messed up. Yeah. Yo, guy, had to goof around a little bit. Bye-bye.